everyone. Please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, through the ramparts we watched, were so valiantly streaming,
and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? And thank you to the senior chorus for taking that for us. We will now be saying the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, please remain standing for a moment of silence for those 2020 graduates that have lost their lives too soon. Thank you. You may be seated. On behalf of the Greater Nanticoke Area School Board, Administration, faculty, and staff, it is my privilege to welcome you to the Greater Nanticoke Area High School Graduation Ceremony. During these difficult times, it is with elation that we are able to be outside for graduation for the first time since 2008. Tonight we gather as a proud community of parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, teachers and friends to celebrate the achievements of the class of 2020. The staff, students, and administration have worked hard to organize a dignified ceremony that reflects the importance of this event in our community. We appreciate your respect of our request to help us to maintain the appropriate atmosphere during our program. Please remain seated and socially distanced throughout the ceremony. Seniors, you are the best and the brightest. We are gathered here tonight to celebrate the promise you hold for our community, your families, and yourselves. Congratulations on your outstanding accomplishments. Tonight's ceremony is dedicated to you. Special thanks to the school board for their support of tonight's graduation ceremony. I would like to thank the administrative staff, high school teachers, and custodial staff for all of their hard work in the preparation for our graduation ceremonies. At this time, I would like to introduce Callista Walk, Class of 2020 Treasurer, as she leads us in the invocation. Thank you. Good evening, Dr. Cabrera, Ms. Giebeck, Mr. Spies, Ms. Buckley, distinguished school board members, faculty, family, and fellow graduates. Before we begin this evening's long-anticipated event,
I ask that we all take a moment to appreciate, to be grateful for the fact that we are here right now, together in our own different ways. With all that is happening around us, we are here collectively, and that is all that matters. We have been brought closer and have been made stronger together by going through the same experience at the same time. In this regard, this experience has bonded rather than divided us. This experience has provided us with an understanding of the word community. Our alma mater says, "Make of us a close-knit band," a task I feel our class in particular has accomplished. Through GNA, we have made our own connections that we will carry with us into the future. Our close-knit band gives us hope, and that is what this is really about, hope. In these dark times, hope was all we had to hold on to. Now, today, let us hope for brighter and lighter times. It is my wish for you, class of 2020, after you receive the diplomas you so rightfully deserve, that you have good relationships with good people, true happiness in your choices, and healthy lives, keeping your best interest in mind with every decision you make. And most importantly, give yourself room for growth. Life is about growing, and our graduation today marks the first day of the rest of our lives. Become who you want to be. Anything and everything is possible right now for us in this moment because nothing is holding us back now. I'm so proud to be a part of GNA's class of 2020. Congratulations and best of luck. Thank you. We will now hear from the Secretary of the Class of 2020, Lily Kraft, who will officially welcome us to this evening's commencement ceremony.
Hello everyone. It is my pleasure as your class secretary to welcome you to today's monumental and greatly anticipated event, the commencement ceremony of the Greater Nanticoke Area Class of 2020. On behalf of my class, I would like to welcome the many friends, family members, and mentors sitting before us today. Your support throughout this first chapter of our lives has not gone unnoticed, and without you cheering us on along the way, we would not be where we are right now. I would also like to welcome my fellow classmates. We all know how hard we have worked for this exact moment. Finally, we are here. Each of us has our own understanding of what a graduate embodies. This may include integrity, dedication, dependability, and resilience. The GNA Class of 2020 exemplifies these qualities, and I truly believe we are all capable of achieving success in our future endeavors. Class of 2020, thank you for allowing me to be the secretary of your class. It has been my pleasure to serve you and to welcome you to this commencement ceremony today. Now, it is with great enthusiasm that I welcome the President of the National Honor Society, Riley Miller, to provide us with an inspirational message.
Good evening. My name is Riley Miller, and I am the President of the National Honor Society. I am honored to be delivering the inspirational message to the Class of 2020. This has been a year of ups and downs. However, we have made memories that will last a lifetime. Our senior year has not been the traditional senior year that everyone who came before us was able to experience. We have gone through, and are still going through, the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. When we get older, we will not get to joke with our kids about how we had to walk uphill through 5 feet of snow to get to school. We will have a different story. Our story is that we did not have the opportunity to experience everything normal seniors would. We missed out on our senior prom and our senior trip. We missed our final season of playing our spring sport. We missed our last high school play. We missed the one and only senior night we would ever have. However, we have made the best of our situation. Our class has experienced many new and different things because we have been forced to reinvent ways to get together with the ones we love. We created memories with Zoom or FaceTime with our friends. We connected with our families playing War or Monopoly or Life. We wrote in our journals. We learned to play the guitar. We found hobbies to occupy ourselves during this time because we are resilient. We can change the world and make it a better place because we, the class of 2020, are strong individuals who never back down from a challenge. We personify the notion that things turn out best for the people who make the best of the way things turn out. In a situation similar to what we have experienced, I have found inspiration for us all. In 1918, the pandemic of the Spanish flu had come upon our country, forcing isolation among people everywhere. Millions of lives were lost, and many people became very ill. An individual, a very well-known individual, had been diagnosed with the Spanish flu. Just like us, he had to stay home in quarantine, with many nurses taking care of him until he was better. He survived and eventually became the owner of the happiest place on earth. Walt Disney suffered through a pandemic and survived it to become so very successful. We can look to him for inspiration because he showed us that anything is possible, even under the worst of circumstances. Class of 2020, we too, like Walt Disney, will overcome hardship. We too will create a future better than we imagined because of the difficulty we have endured and the great good that has come from it. Thank you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Ronald Rivera.
On behalf of the Board of Education and Board President Brzezinski, due to the restrictions on the numbers allowed in the stadium, we're unable to attend this evening's graduation. And on behalf of our administration and faculty, it gives me great pleasure to address the class of 2020 and to give you advice as you leave your formal education and continue to a 4-year college, 2-year degree, trade school, or some of you may enter into the workforce. As a member of the graduating class of 2020, you go down in history as a class of sacrifice due to the pandemic that has raged in our nation and around the world. The last time a pandemic of this magnitude impacted the world was 102 years ago. The 2019-2020 school year has been like no other. You lost your prom, your senior trip, and the end of school activities. One of the most difficult things that I had to do this year was tell our students that they couldn't have their play. And that was devastating to them and to me. The term that could best describe your class is resilient. Resiliency is defined as the ability to quickly recover from difficulty. As Americans, we have to be resilient, particularly during a pandemic. We have an opportunity to study and learn in a time that needs science to come up with cures that will help the human population. In your science classes, you learned about the importance of the scientific method. Those steps include, you may remember, make an observation that describes a problem, create a hypothesis, test the hypothesis, and draw conclusions and refine the hypothesis. In the struggle to find a vaccine and/or a treatment for COVID-19, epidemiologists and scientists will utilize these steps over and over and over again to achieve a safe and effective vaccine and treatment. In the words of John M. Barry, who wrote the New York Times best-selling book, The Great Influenza, the story of the deadliest pandemic in history, certainty creates strength. Certainty gives one something upon which to lean. Uncertainty creates weakness. Uncertainty makes one tentative, if not fearful, and tentative steps, even in the right direction, may not overcome significant obstacles. Barry goes on to say that to be a scientist requires not only intelligence and curiosity, but passion, patience, creativity, self-sufficiency, and courage. It is not the courage to venture into the unknown. It is the courage to accept and embrace uncertainty. One such person that we lost this year was Nanticoke's own Dr. Stanley Dudrick. Dr. Dudrick refused to accept the death of so many people after they had surgery. During the 1960s, people died because of a lack of nutrition following surgery. His invention of the intravenous nutrition has saved millions of lives around the world. And he started his path of education here in Nanticoke. In these uncertain times, we must embrace and utilize our education in a way that can positively change the human condition. For each of you, that might mean something different. That might mean that we can change the human condition in science like Dr. Dudrick did, but also in education, social work, art, music, or vocational education. In addition to science, I also want to talk to you about the importance of literacy. Literacy is the ability to identify, understand, interpret, create, communicate, and compute using printed and written materials associated with varying texts. In our world today, we not only read from a variety of texts, but we also watch media sources and read social media. The importance of literacy in our representative democracy is more important than ever before due to a variety of contexts and information that is not factual, that is not scientific, and that is not true. So caution. You can't always believe what you read. You must be able to differentiate the difference between fact and opinion, truth and non-truth. During this pandemic, we are asked to take care of one another. We have seen many examples of kind, compassionate care during this pandemic. The perfect examples today are the compassionate care that our doctors and nurses have been taking care of their patients, in many cases putting their own lives on the line. At the end of the day, kindness matters. We are our brothers and sisters' keeper as we show kindness and respect toward one another by doing what is right in wearing our masks in public and keeping a safe distance from one another. By dropping off groceries, perhaps, maybe at someone's house, who is particularly vulnerable to the pandemic. That's how we show care and concern and love for one another. Finally, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you on your hard work and wish the graduating class of 2020 well in all of your future endeavors. I know that you will make GNA proud because you are a resilient class and will take care of each other and use your education for the good of all humankind. At this time, I have the privilege of introducing Gabriella Prolaika, the president of the class of 2020, who will share a few words with us.
Hello everyone and good evening. I am Gabrielle Perlaika, and I'm truly excited today to have the opportunity to address this group of graduates as the 2020 GNA class president. I am standing here today, class of 2020, not only as your president, but as your friend. We have laughed together, we have cried together, we have grown up together. I have never felt more honored than when I was chosen to be a representative for this class, for this amazing group of people. We have grown up to be a respectable group of young men and women who are so passionate about the things they do. With each year that passes, it becomes more apparent that we, this new wave of graduates, are a group of people who are caring and committed to making a change in the world in which we live. We have done so much in the past 4 years. Classmates, during our high school careers, we have helped endangered wildlife with our Wands for Wildlife campaign. We have brightened our school with colorful bracelets while giving the proceeds to Central American communities with the Pulsera Project. We have helped community members by uniting and donating hundreds of pairs of shoes with our GNA Senior Shoe Drive. Families, you have all dreamed of this moment. Getting to celebrate your child's achievements with them today is a wonderful feeling. Being the one receiving that diploma is a truly gratifying experience as well. Each of us has learned so much from all of you seated here today. Without your guidance, the class of 2020 might have turned out much differently. Without your selfless acts of kindness and determination to keep us connected during these troubling times, we would have never finished this school year with the same level of success. You have shaped our developing minds. You have helped create a bright future for many of us, and for that, we thank you. These diplomas belong to you as much as they do to us. Teachers, support staff, you also brought us here. You are the ones that helped prepare us for this moment for the past 13 years by cultivating our minds with experience and knowledge. You, along with our families, have grown with us as well. Fellow graduates, we are finally here at the finish line after running the marathon that was high school. For many of us, it's been a whirlwind. Each year we would start school with 75-degree days, blink once, and suddenly it would be a snow day in January because the pipes at school froze. We've often heard others say, "I can't wait until high school is over," or "I just want to graduate already." But this year was different. This year we learned to take our time, value experiences, live in the moment. This year, we learned that the true joy in coming to school perhaps would not be found in getting a 100 on that chemistry test or English quiz. Instead, we realized that the true joy was to be found in everyday occurrences that often go unnoticed. Leaving school during the middle of our senior year due to the coronavirus forced many of us to realize that some of our happiest moments have been spent right here at GNA. GNA alumni know what made their high school experience so special was neither the test nor the grades. Instead, it was stories of what life was like as a student, stories of the good times they shared, stories of the community and connection, stories of how Mr. Flurry had the physics kids push his car as a competition, or how Mr. Stutz decided to have a slam dunk contest in his class that morning. Or maybe how the AP Bio class had a mannequin head named Miranda as their mascot. Basically, this year we discovered that the good times sometimes just happen unexpectedly. Unexpected happiness. It's what keeps our world spinning when so much seems to be put on hold. Over the course of the past few months, we have realized that life does not completely stop because of a pandemic, so neither should you. Fellow graduates, I am asking you not to look back at our time at GNA with sadness because what was taken from us in the middle of our senior year. Instead, look back at the memories here with a full heart overflowing with gratitude. Remember those who have made these past 4 years great. Remember those we have lost, and those who we are earning these diplomas for. You have all done so much and made so many people proud. And although our time here has come to an end, I want you not to dwell on what you have not done, but instead dwell on what you have. We gather with our classmates for the last time together, forever. Look to your left and look to your right and see your line buddies who have been with you during roll call. See this group of young adults who are ready to move on with their lives. You've grown up. You've made it. We've made it. Thank you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Andrew Stratton, the valedictorian of Greater Nanticoke Area's Class of 2020.
Good evening. When I first learned that I had the distinction of being our class's valedictorian, I was, to put it simply, overjoyed. The innumerable math problems completed, the endless pages read, and the countless words written had finally amounted into this singular achievement. What made the moment even better, however, was learning that instead of having a week to write the synonymous commencement speech, I would be given an entire month to do so. I thought it would be simple. I would even finish it early, just to ensure that it would be ready in time. What followed was the worst case of writer's block I have ever had the misfortune of experiencing. After the month had nearly passed, I had a total of 6 extremely rough drafts and a surprisingly appropriate short story, but nothing to wholly show for my profound efforts. I had gone through almost every idea I had managed to think of, but simply could not find the answer. This internal struggle, this deliberation over what I would say to you all on this day, culminated in a discussion about the one common struggle we all face. As we look back at these last 4 months, we can agree that they were some of the most difficult months that anyone has faced. It was hard for us, as seniors, to say goodbye to the last 3 months of our high school careers, to leave the memories we could have made, the jokes we could have told friends in class or in lunch, and the lessons we could have learned in education and in life behind us too soon. And yet, we pushed forward. We found our own successes in this strife. Now, I am not going to stand here and pretend that everyone stayed committed to their education in the months that followed. For those who did, it was a challenge. Those who did not, however, chose their own path outside of their schoolwork. Some began preparing for their collegiate careers, whether it was academically, musically, or athletically. Others joined the workforce or the armed services, beginning their own contribution to society as so many others before them had done. Some even took the time off to discover themselves and their values. Regardless of whichever path you may have picked, it was the path that was right for you. So too will be the path you choose when you walk across this stage today. We have been lucky to have the support and guidance of a multitude of people, friends and family, teachers and counselors. These people have been there for most decisions we have made, both good and bad. They have praised the successes and they have criticized the failures. Both are needed in order to grow and mature. These relationships are invaluable. Being able to have people to talk to help make the tough calls when they seem impossible, is a great advantage. But there are times when you will have to make these decisions on your own. When these times occur, call upon what you have learned from these people, the knowledge they have conveyed to you, but do not lose sight of who you are. That is the beauty of it all. We can listen to and learn from others, expanding our own horizons without ever losing sight of our own individual message. It is this individuality that characterizes and differentiates each and every one of us. Acknowledging these differences in a welcoming manner will help propel the individual forward. Certainly, criticism will be necessary to provide balance and redirection. But allowing yourself to walk down your own path, in your own style, will drive progress forward. It will see people rise through the ranks, climb the job ladder, excel in their field. Your potential will soar. By being yourself, you are providing yourself with the keys to your own life. Try to keep this in mind when moving forward. Listen to those around you and take heed to what they are trying to say to you. At the end of the day, however, it is your life. They will be your own chronicles, and they will define who you are. But by sticking to your own moral code, to your own constructs, you will find your way in life. Thank you all. Now we will hear from Julian Menangan, the salutatorian of the Greater Nanticoke Area, class of 2020.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here. Before I begin, I would like to say that it is truly an honor to be among our peers reminiscing about our accomplishments during our time at GNA. In the words of famous author Earl Nightingale, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. It sounds kind of wordy, but what it means is this. Every little step we take contributes to our success. These can be the simplest of things we do in our daily routine. Success is not about competing with others. It is about competing with who we were yesterday. It is not about the result, but instead about the progress we make along the way. You are successful when you open your notebook and start taking down notes. You are successful when you wake up in the morning and work on that project over which you have been procrastinating. You are successful when you wake up early for work and do not hit the snooze button, even though you really want to. You are successful when you learn something new and apply it to your life. Learning enriches our lives. In the midst of difficulty, such as this pandemic, we can still learn. We can still be successful. Also, we then possess our own sense of satisfaction because of what we learned during this time and how we improved ourselves. So I challenge you all today, never stop learning. It does not have to stop here. What is your dream? What will you do today that will improve your life for the better tomorrow? While it is an honor for us to graduate, let us embrace the idea that our struggles are stepping stones in our lifelong process of learning, and recognize that our success is based on our understanding that we can continue to become better versions of ourselves in the future. Let us recognize we can overcome the difficulties we face in life, and we can continue our success with every step we take. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Dr. Ronald Rivera, would you please join me at the podium, please? Dr. Ronald Rivera, Superintendent of Schools, I hereby certify that the members of the class of 2020, as seated, have completed the requirements the State Council of Basic Education and the Department of Education, and recommend to you, on behalf of the faculty administration, that they be granted their diplomas. my pleasure to introduce Mr. Spees.
Good evening. Thanks to everybody who came out tonight for this celebration of the class of 2020. I'm not going to waste any of your time. We're going to get right to the point in the reading of the names and the presentation of the class of 2020. Gabriella Froleichen. Katie Ward. Lily Kratz. Callista Walt. Riley Miller. Andrew Stratton. Jillian Menangan. Keanu Hamons. Kyle Bobeck. Darren Bozeman. Congratulations. Colin Brown. Colby Baczynski. Christopher Cavanillas. Joseph Delaney. Adam Eckhart. Zachary Golombeski. Jake Grabowski. Nathan Patalski. Devlin Heffron. Charles Hoover. Gabriel Genselewski. Lance Jensen. Isaiah Johnson. Stephen Kinlaw. Richard Klopodlo. Kyle Coker. Kozlowski.
Jeff, is that for you?
Oscar Krasnewski. Colin Kadrako Kashadis. Tyler Kaskavage. Stephen Lady. Germani Lane. Shaheen Mackey. Eliza Maxwell. Matthew McDonald. Nathan Meggs. Devin Moore. John Novak. Joshua Oborski. Pearson Park. Seth Pelton. Zachary Pelton. Joshua Plank. Mateo Plantamura. Stephen Radowski Jr. Leonard Rule. Tyler Rushton. Joseph Sowers. Jason Schmidt. Shane Shalanskas. Tyler Schultes. James Simon. Tyler Skonecki. Stephen Sokol. Steven, good luck. Cameron Spencer. Sean Spencer. Steven Stefanski. Schreier. Brian Strixinger. Anthony Surridge. Austin Thrash. Michael Saporser. David Lee Turcos. Cameron Velitis. Nathan Vita. Seth Wesley. Benjamin Windsor. Sean Wolf. Logan Wiley. Joshua Yaren. Dustin Zumba. Justin Ausler. Mandy Joelle Beal. Bianca Buchanan. Morgan Burley. Gabrielle Cameron. Mackenzie Casey. Zoe Coble. Madison Kramer. Haley Cron. Emily Dana. Catherine Donovan. Cassandra Evans. Lillian Galazzi. Elizabeth Gernhardt. Stefania Marie Golightly. Destiny Angel Hopkins. Kylie Jones. Chloe Madison Josephovich. Amber Kalinowski. Carly Keene. Abigail Collette. Alyssa Collette. Isabella Kropanicki. Jennifer Kirkowski. Alexa Lamoureux. Hope Lamoureux. Stephanie Leyland. Natalia Lewandowski. Kaylee Lewis. Amanda Margalski. Caitlin McHenry. Wilshnida Milford. Rachel Musto. Kateri Ostraszewski. Alicia Pacheco. Michaela Paluzak. Adriana Pizzella. Gabrielle Rakowski. Madison Rolls. Jaylene Cease. Taylor Serena Simmons. Jordan Spencer. Madison Stashik. Jamie Josiah Tucker. Delaney Watt. Destiny Weller. Haley Williams. Deanna Wood. Caitlin Zakchesky. Abby Zagarsky.
Gabriella Polika, please join me at the podium, please. Please stand and follow the lead of your class president. At this time, you may take your tassel and turn to the left-hand side. Congratulations, you are now graduates. Graduates, would you please stand for the benediction, and please remain standing for the class song and the alma mater. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Katie Ward, your Vice President. These are my parting wishes for you in this benediction as we close the ceremony. May you recognize that what comes next is solely up to you. May you use the obstacles you have faced in this arduous journey as motivation to climb the mountains you have yet to encounter without ever doubting you will make it to the top. May you thrive in normalcy and flourish in simplicity, having known the excruciating pain of both abnormality and uncertainty. May you go into the world working hard and living passionately to make proud not only yourselves, but also our lost classmates, Harley Bob and Nina Zendarski, whom we forever will hold close to our hearts. Finally, as my crazy yet wise friend Nina always told me, may you be the light. When there seems to be only darkness, may you be the light that shines through and paves the way for those who are lost. Class of 2020, I wish you all the luck, success, and happiness that you could possibly experience as you move into this next chapter of your life. My final wish for you is to remember that you hold all the potential to be extraordinary. So do not hesitate to not only find your place in this world, but also to make your mark on it. Thank you. Graduates, please remain standing for the singing of our class song and the alma mater.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this path and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. Alma mater fair and true, we lift our voices in praise of you. Proudly shall your banner fly unfurled in glorious splendor high.
Memories of your noble name through all our years we will acclaim. Trojans, all we honor you and ever praise the white and blue. Loyal to our country free, Americans we will always be. Make of us a close-knit band, to the gift and with you will stand. Teach us love of God and man, so for our future